Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Fauzi, and in today's video I will explain hold on. Okay, so in today's video I will explain to you about narrative language. So yeah, as you know, narrative language is wait, what was it again? So yeah, as you know, narrative language refers to the use of language to construct and convey stories of narrative or narratives. Okay, it is a cornerstone of human communication and serves not only as a tool for storytelling but also a way to structure experience, to convey cultural values and make sense of the world. So narrative language involves the linguistic elements and structures used to recount event, real or imagined, in a coherent on an engaging way. So narrative language it often includes temporal structures, causality, and perspective. There are four key methods in narrative language that I explain in my material. The first one is direct discourse. Now, this method presents the character speech and thoughts of sorry. The first one is direct discourse. This method presents a character speech and or thoughts verbatim and often enclosed in quotation marks. It allows the reader to hear exactly what the characters or narrators saying or thinking, providing a clear and immediate connection to their voice. The second one is indirect discourse. Indirect discourse, in this method, the narrators paraphrase or summarize a character's thoughts or speech without quoting them directly. It maintains a narrative distance while still conveying the essence of character's inner world. The third one is free indirect discourse, a blend of both direct and indirect discourse. This technique presents a character's thought in the third person, often without attribution. It blurs the line between the narrators and the characters, allowing the readers to experience the character's perspective while keeping their narrative voice. This method introduces ambiguity, as it's not always clear whose thought or feelings are being expressed. The fourth one and also the last one is the stream of consciousness. It is a narrative technique that aims to provide a raw and unfiltered portrayal of a character's thoughts, perceives. It's a narrative technique that aims and provide a raw and unfiltered portrayal of a character's thought processes. It captures the flaws of thoughts, feelings, and perception as they occur, often in a non-linear or fragment manner. So in narrative language, there are two things that we call metonymy and metaphor. Metonymy is a device that establishes association between relative objects instead of focusing on similarity, like metaphor. In narrative, it creates realism by using everyday items to symbolize broader concepts, for instance, scissor and silks. While metaphor is a figurative language device that substitutes one thing for another to highlight similarity, creating fresh perspective. While common in poetry, metaphor is less prevalent in narrative prose, which often relies on plot and characters' development. It provides singular insight, making it more suited for conveying emotional depth and meaning in specific instance. So that's all so that's all I can tell you about narrative language. Next, we will move on to one of the literary works that I choose for this video. It's called Frankenstein by Miss Mary Shelley. Yes. Okay, so I will tell you a little bit about Frankenstein. As we know, Frankenstein is not a monster, okay? So Frankenstein is actually a name of a scientist, a mad scientist named Victor Frankenstein. So in Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, she used both direct and indirect discourse to present the narratives of Victor's Frankenstein and the creatures. But it heavily relies on direct discourse, so it's mainly using the direct discourse for the storytelling. So direct discourse is the dominant method used in the novel, especially since much of the story consists of first-person accounts. For example, Victor recounting his story to Walton, the creatures narrating its experience to Victor, and from the creature's narrative, it's explained to us in chapter 16. So the example from the creature's narrative is in the chapter 16, where he gives a deeply, something like, well, it was shown in this video, something like that. And then for the indirect discourse, is used sparingly often when one narrator summarizes another character's words or action, such as Walton recounting Victor's words to his sister in the letters. For example, Walton's letters often summarize Victor's or the creature's stories without quoting them directly. He said that he had been struck senseless by the horror of his situation. When he had discovered he lost some creation had escaped. Something like that. So why both are used? Why she used both direct discourse and indirect discourse? So she used the direct discourse to provide immediacy and emotional depth, allowing the narrator's voice to come through vividly. Clearly. Okay, so vividly it's the same meaning as clearly. As for the indirect discourse, it's for maintain the layered frame narratives and adds reflective tone, especially in Walton's letter. This combination both methods enhance the novel's complexity and emphasize the subjective nature of the character's perspective. The fourth letter is significant because it breeds Walton's narrative with Victor's, setting the stage for the layered storytelling structure. The letters written by Walton in Frankenstein primarily use indirect discourse, but they also include direct discourse when Walton quotes Victor's Frankenstein or other characters. Okay, so maybe that's all I can tell you about the novel. If you want to read it, I can't provide you the link. I cannot provide you the link, but you can find it in Google. You can just search it, the Mary Shelley's Frankenstein novel. Why do I recommend the ebook one? Because I prefer to read ebook than the book directly. Because the ebook you can find it for free in internet. Okay, while if you want to read it through the book directly, you have to buy it first, right? You can't just open the book in Gramedia and read it. It will against the rules, against the law. Okay, so maybe that's all from me. I hope you do enjoy this video, even though I don't really how do I tell? I don't really know how to make a video like this, but I do hope you enjoy it. So, the last I say, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Have a great night. Have a great day, everyone, and stay safe. Okay, bye bye.